This is a crucial skill and one of the trickiest to learn for some students because you have to recognize a few things. But once you get this, you will get somewhere between 3 and 5 more questions right. Most students in the beginning miss somewhere from 3 to 5 questions on every English section because they don't know this rule really well. Again, it's not that hard, but you have to get used to it. All right, so the skill is that a semicolon equals a period equals a comma plus a fanboy's word, right? That is like an equation, like a math equation, all right? So there are 3 ways to connect two independent clauses. An independent clause is a complete sentence, basically, a sentence that can stand on its own. If you can put a period after it, it's an independent clause. So the 3 ways are: you can put a period between them, you can put a semicolon between them, or you can put a comma followed by a fanboy's word between them. Now, what is a fanboy's word? A fanboy's word is any of these: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And you just kind of need to memorize that. I got it down really good. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, right? You got that. Okay? So here's an example. I like ice cream, period. It is my favorite food, period. 2 independent clauses. I like ice cream, semicolon. It is my favorite food, period. 2 independent clauses, and now it's separated by a semicolon instead of a period. One quick thing right here, a lot of times the answer choices have both versions like this. They'll have a period version and a semicolon version, and nothing else will be different, just like it is here. Well, guess what? You can cross both of those out immediately because there's no difference between a period and a semicolon if nothing else changes. They're exactly the same thing. So that's just like a little thing to be aware of in the answer choices. All right, and then the third version is I like ice cream, comma, and it is my favorite food, and is a fanboy's word. So these are all the same, period, semicolon, comma, and. If any 2 of these appear in answer choices, like B and C are just all they're doing is changing the semicolon to a comma and, or the semicolon to a period, or the period to a comma and, you can cross out both of them because they're identical grammatically. So that's the rule. There are only 3 ways to separate 2 independent clauses. Nothing else, no other way. Okay? That's the equation. So you do have to be able to recognize the difference between an independent and a dependent clause to be able to get this. And that's where it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, right? An independent clause has a subject and a verb. That's it. Without both of those, it is a dependent clause, not an independent clause, okay? John walks. Subject, verb. Done. Independent clause, all right? Questions regarding these concepts come up all over the ACT. There are probably somewhere between 7 and 9 questions on every ACT that involve this rule in some way. So when you have a punctuation related question, there's a good chance this topic is in play, and what you start to need to do is look for independent clauses, right? And if you have independent clauses, 2 of them kind of attached, then this is what's going on, right? One other thing to note is that an independent clause with a dependent clause is attached with a comma, right? So these rules are only for attaching or gluing independent clauses. Just a comma, no and, no fanboys, is independent with dependent. Okay, we're going to give you some practice with that on a little quiz in the next lesson, so give it a shot.